You know, in the corporate world, how you react to a new idea, it can literally make it or break it. Today, we're going to break down the speaking skills you really need to guide those team discussions from just a simple suggestion to a successful outcome. And we'll do it all with precision and confidence.
We've all been in that meeting, haven't we? I mean, great ideas are flying around, but the conversation just goes in circles, and it ends in confusion instead of any clear action. It's such a common trap. But hey, the good news is, it's one we can definitely learn to escape.
All right, so here's our game plan. First, we'll dive into why precision is just so darn powerful. Then, we're going to get practical. I'm talking the exact phrases to use and the right tone to deliver them with, and we'll wrap it all up with a simple action plan you can literally use in your very next meeting.
You know, the key to moving a team from that state of total confusion to crystal clarity, it isn't some super complex strategy. Nope. It's simply about being precise in how we talk to each other.
So what do we even mean by effective speaking skills here? Well, it really just boils down to this: closing the gap between the brilliant idea in your head and what your team actually hears. It's all about articulating your thoughts and goals so clearly that there is zero room for misinterpretation.
And this is why it is so crucial. The moment you start speaking with real clarity, you just cut right through all the noise. You immediately stop potential confusion in its tracks and prevent mistakes before they even have a chance to happen. It's the absolute foundation of a high-performing team.
Okay, let's make this real. Imagine someone in a meeting says, "We should look into that idea." I mean, it sounds supportive, right? But it's actually a conversational dead end. It's got no direction. Now compare that to, let's explore the resource requirements for that idea. Can you feel that shift? One is just a vague thought, the other is a concrete, actionable next step.
Okay, so now we get why precision matters. Now let's get into the fun stuff, the how. We're going to start with specific phrases that are like powerful tools. They help you both acknowledge an idea and smartly move the conversation forward.
So here's a really crucial point. When a colleague offers up an idea, acknowledging it right away is absolutely key. It does two amazing things. First, it makes that person feel heard, which encourages them and others to contribute more. And second, it lets you smoothly manage the whole flow of the discussion.
Let's really break this first phrase down. "That's interesting" is the perfect neutral way to acknowledge something. It's positive, but you're not committing to anything just yet. But the second half, how would we implement that? Now that's where the magic happens. It instantly pivots the conversation to the practical reality of the situation. It's both respectful and incredibly strategic.
And here's another really powerful one. "I hadn't thought of that." Shows you genuinely appreciate a fresh perspective. It makes the other person feel valued. Then, just like before, you pivot right to a concrete next step. Let's explore the resource requirements. This values the input while keeping the whole discussion focused on action.
Okay, so you've got the right words down. But guess what? That's only half the battle. Our next section is all about tone, because how you say something can completely change its meaning and its impact.
Just think about this for a second. If you're genuinely curious about an idea, your intonation, it naturally goes up, almost like you're asking a question. "That's interesting." See? It invites the other person to tell you more. But when you're giving your full support, your tone becomes firm and it falls at the end. I completely agree. Same words, totally different signals.
And this right here is why mastering your tone isn't just a nice-to-have skill. It is essential. Using the correct intonation prevents massive misunderstandings. Your team will know in an instant if you're just probing for more info or if you're giving a full-throated endorsement to an idea.
I just love this analogy. Using the right phrases and the right tone, it's just like having great steering on a car. You can acknowledge the energy of a new idea without letting it swerve the entire conversation off the road. You stay in control, and you guide the discussion smoothly toward your destination. All right, we've talked about the why, the what, and the how. Now it's time to make it real. This is your action plan. This is how you can start putting these skills into practice, like tomorrow. Here are 3 simple, totally concrete steps. First, just consciously practice using more precise language in your next meeting. Second, pay attention to your intonation. Are you going up for questions and down for statements? And third, always be building your vocabulary. The more words you know, the more precise you can be. It's that simple. So, let's bring it all home. Why does all this matter so much? Because speaking with precision, well, it isn't just about sounding smart. It's about making sure your team is aligned, that they understand the goal, and that everyone is following the right instructions to get there together, successfully. And that brings us to a final, pretty powerful thought. You see, these skills aren't just for pushing your own ideas forward. They equip you to hear, guide, and develop the brilliant ideas of others. So the only question left is, whose idea will you choose to amplify next?